back, Refocus Gang, and welcome back to another episode of Refocus on You. I greatly appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video last week of the kids cook-off. Thank you for the support. Please make sure that you are liking, sharing, and subscribing these videos. I do have a special surprise coming up on December 2nd, so I'm very excited about that. I will be telling you guys about that in the next video. So today we are going to be talking about imagination. You remember when you was younger and your imagination used to run wild, like your toys talked, you had imaginary friends. It was just the best life ever. It's like childlike. Like I can imagine anything. I'm a princess, I'm a queen, I'm a superhero. I can jump off furniture and I can fly. Your imagination ran wild and it was amazing. Well, I'm here to tell you that that imagination is still important today in your adult life. It's so important to be able to use your imagination because manifestation starts in the imagination. So if you can actually visualize yourself doing or becoming something, being somewhere, tasting something, feeling something, eventually you're gonna get there. If you think about it, say you have your favorite cake and you're like, oh my God, I want this cake so bad. I can taste it. I know how it's going to melt in my mouth. I know how it's going to feel to my taste buds. I know that is going to give me, when you taste that cake, it's like, oh my God, you melt. So think about if you could dream of your life like that, how amazing it would be. If you could almost feel yourself accomplishing your goals, how amazing it would be when those goals are actually manifested into reality. Imagination, faculty or actions of forming new ideas or images or concepts of external objects not present to the senses. The ability of the mind to be creative and resourceful. The part of the mind that imagines things. So when you was younger, you used to say, oh, when I grow up, I'm going to be a doctor, or I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to be a wife, I'm going to have kids, and even down to pushing the baby doll around. You imagined it. You could see yourself actually doing it as you got grown. And nobody could tell you that it wasn't going to happen. Nobody can tell you that your life wasn't going to turn out like that. You were using your imagination. Bob Proctor once said, if you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hands. Which means if you could visualize yourself being somewhere, doing something, you could actually do it. You just have to put the action behind it. Imagination creates mind thoughts that's going to cause you to continue to put action behind it to one day manifest that thing that you are visualizing. The way our brains are wired is so much easier to think of negative thoughts. Like scientific studies have proven that we seem to gravitate towards negative thoughts more than we do positive thoughts. Why? I believe negative thoughts are more easy to believe. And if you think about it, you will sit down and you will drive yourself crazy. You will worry yourself to death about what if this happened? What if this happened? What if this happened? And it's never, what if the best thing happens? Think about if we would just put all of those negative thoughts out of our mind, and instead of thinking, what if this negative thing happened? We always think, what if this positive thing happened? What if this happened? What if I blow? What if I make it? What if it makes me $100,000? What if it heals my family? What if it breaks generational curses? What if, think of the positive things instead of thinking, what if I fail? Because feeling like, what if I fail is easy. But feeling like, what if I win? It's pushing you to another level. It's pushing you out of your comfort zone. And out of your comfort zone causes growth. And growth manifests things. Your imagination is a guide to how to create what you want and how you wish for it to look. So like I said with the cake explanation, you know how you want the cake to look. You know how it's going to come packaged. You know how it's going to taste. You know how it's going to feel in your mouth. You know how it's going to feel to your touch. You know how it's going to feel to all 5 of your senses. Imagine that. Take yourself, sit there for a moment, think about what it is that you actually want, and imagine that. Imagine that you're there. Imagine the feelings. Imagine how it's going to look. Imagine the people that's going to be around. Imagine it to a T. And it's not easy, especially because as adults, we have grown to just kind of look at what we have instead of looking at what we could have. So we kind of get stuck in what's going on now and not actually what could possibly happen that could take us off. So we have to start looking at what if the positive thing happened. Like I said before, your imagination will cause your brain to signal actions for you to do in order to move forward towards that goal that you're trying to get to. Your physical body and the actions you take on a daily basis are directed by the thoughts produced in your mind. Your mind is where manifestation begins. So if I wake up every day and I sit down and I meditate on being a motivational speaker, this is actually what I do. I meditate on being a motivational speaker. I see myself on the stage. I see the crowd. I see the crowd clapping. I see the crowd crying. I see the crowd having breakthroughs. I see myself walking back and forth. I see myself talking. I see myself feeling like when I know I'm doing something right, I get this chill. I can see myself feeling this chill. I can see the stuff raising up out the room. I actually meditate and I see that. So my brain tells me like, okay, this is what she's seeing. This is what we have to create into reality. So that means my brain is going to make me every day get up and study the mind, study trauma, study how to break through, study how to build a new life. Therefore, the more I study, the more people I help. The more people I help, the bigger I get. The bigger I get, the more people that know me. The more people that know me, the more likely that I'm going to pack out an arena and help people heal. Imagine yourself there. Feel it, touch it, taste it. Imagine how you're going to feel when it's over. Imagine the feeling of being on that stage, that rush of 1,000 people in the audience, 10,000 people in the audience. They all came to see you. They all want to know, what did you do to make your life better? Think about what it is you want to do and visualize yourself there. If you're serious about manifesting your life, manifesting the desires you want, manifesting the best version of yourself, you must be able to create detail. Like, you have to be very detailed in what you want. You have to be realistic. You have to be able to use all of your senses and experience it. You have to be able to see yourself there. If you're never able to see yourself there, how can you get there? Because you're basically telling your mind, this is what I want, but I can't see myself there because I don't believe I deserve it. And if you don't believe you deserve it, guess what? The universe doesn't believe you deserve it. God doesn't believe you deserve it. God says faith without works is dead. So you can have faith that God is going to get you there, but if you don't do the work to get there, guess who's not going to get there? God is not, he's going to do it for me. I'm just depending on God. God is, believe that I'm going to help you get it done, but get it done. Get it done. You have to show God, show the universe that this is what I want. This is what I'm working towards, and start moving in that direction. They'll open doors. They will move mountains. They will make ways out of no way, but you have to put some type of action in it showing that this is what I really want. Make sure when you are using your imagination, like I stated before, you do not think about where you are now. If you want to be a millionaire, don't think that you got $2 in the account. It don't matter. Because eventually that $2 is going to be $20,000. And $20,000 will turn into $200,000. And $200,000 will turn into $200 million. Like, don't think about where you are at now. That's the biggest thing with the imagination. You have to take yourself basically out of yourself. Because you cannot look at your current situation. You can't look at what you're currently going through. You can't look at your current state. You have to imagine that you are so much better than this, that I can get this done. Don't imagine based on your fears or your failures. Like if you tried it before and it didn't work, so what? Try it again. Don't imagine on your fears. Don't let fear control you. Fear is just something that's there. It's always going to be there. I don't care if you speak in front of one person, if you get to the point where you're speaking in front of 10,000 people. If you're working with one person, if you get to the point where you're working with billion-dollar companies, you're always going to be nervous. That first time, that first impression is always going to have you nervous. You're always going to have some fear. But I'd rather do it scared than to say, oh, I didn't do it because I was afraid. No, we're not going to do that. Do it scared. If you got, Will Smith said, do it scared. Because most of the time, you're still going to get it done. Most of the time, at the end of you doing it scared, you're going to be like, oh, I'm so glad I did this. So, as you imagine, don't imagine from your current state, from your fear, from failure, from the way your life has already been up to this point. Don't imagine from none of that. If it's something you want, it's nothing stopping you from attaining it. If you don't hear anything else I say today, the only person who can stop you from reaching your fullest potential, reaching the goals that you want to achieve, is you. If you get behind yourself, if you push yourself, if you motivate yourself, if you make sure that you do everything in your power, I guarantee you will get there. It's going to be ups and downs. Of course, it's going to be some failures. It's going to be some lessons learned. It's going to be some things that you be like, oh my God, I didn't sign up for this. But it's all worth it in the end. In the end, you will see yourself there. And once you see yourself there, you're going to be like, oh, I wonder what I can do next. The more you push yourself and see yourself where you want to go, the more you're going to be like, I wonder what I can do next. I wonder, can I accomplish this? I wonder, can I do this? And that's going to push you further and further out there. Use your imagination. Let it run wild. Let it, imagine yourself being whatever you want to be, because I guarantee those imagination thoughts, those thoughts that you create in your mind will trigger something in your brain. It's going to trigger the positivity in your brain. It's going to trigger the motivation in your brain. And before you know it, you're going to be standing in the middle of everything you imagine. Another thing about imagination, you have to believe it. Like I said, our brains are wired to think negative. And you have to actually train your mind, train your brain in order to actually believe that I can do this. So it's not going to be easy. Like they said, 21 days creates a habit. You're going to have to actually train your brain to not see the negative side of things. You know, like the glass being half empty, half full. Instead of seeing it half empty, you see it as half full. So you have to train your mind to think of positive things. What I do, every morning I wake up, I kind of think about what I'm grateful for. All of the blessings that I have, like everything that I have now, I prayed for some time ago. So I know that if I could see myself back in the day, if I could see myself being here, I can see myself being further than here. And even though back then I never thought that I would make it here, I still could see myself there. I knew I could do it. It's just how I'm going to get there. I've gotten here. So now, how can I get to my 10,000 people in a conference? How can I get to my motivational tools where we have vendors and we have people speaking and I'm the main speaker and we're healing, we're building, we're doing all of that. How can I get there? If I can see myself here, I can see myself anywhere. Whatever you imagine is what's going to come. So think about how easy it is to imagine the negative thoughts. What if I go outside and hit a deer? Driving down the road, I live in a country part of the state, so deers run rapid out here. They live out here more than I do. So if every time I drive, I'm thinking, what if I hit a deer? What if I hit a deer? Eventually, I'm going to hit that deer because I have manifested myself into hitting it. Because that's all I've been thinking about. It's so easy to think the negative thought. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if you wake up every day and say, what if I win $10,000 today? What if I have a great day today? What if I go out today, I'm happy, I'm smiling, I'm living my best life, and I'm fine. I have a grateful day. You set your intentions on the positive things, and positive will lead your day. Don't think of all the negative things that could happen, that have happened, that could possibly be in your way. No, think of everything positive. Even when something negative happens, think of the positivity in that negativity, because that gratefulness leads to you getting more and more stuff added to you. The more grateful you are, the more blessed you will be. If you're trying to manifest your dream home, go to the area you want your home in. Go to the land that you want. Drive up on the land. Drive in the driveway. Go see the house if it's possible for, like, if it's a housing development and they have a house that you can actually see. Go see the house. Go touch the stuff in the house. If it's a counter you want, touch the counter. Touch the things around it. Feel yourself in the home. Imagine yourself in that house. Imagine your family running through that house. Imagine yourself cooking in that house. The more vivid and the more clear, the more real it is to you, the easier it is to manifest it. The more it is the easier it is for you to see yourself there. So start doing those things. If it's a job you want, start pulling in the parking lot. If you can get in the building, walk in the building, look around, speak to the people, talk to the people. Imagine yourself there. Visualize yourself there. If it's, like I said, I want to speak at stadiums, I can start going to different stadiums and seeing myself on the stage. Maybe sit in the lobby like, oh, this is where I'm at. Like, you have to really, really imagine it and feel yourself there so that you can manifest those things. So make sure, even as an adult, your imagination is so important. Start meditating. Start positive thoughts only. Start doing all of those things in order to manifest the life that you want. The only thing that's stopping you is you. Get out of your way. Get out of your way. You can do all things. You just have to get out of your own way. So this week, sit down, meditate, script, write out in your journal. Do some things that you feel are different. Start seeing yourself there. Start seeing where you want to be in life. Picturing yourself in the moment. Picturing yourself doing exactly what it is you want to do. If you let the negative thoughts get out the way, push those thoughts out. Whenever you think of something negative, automatically clear it with something positive. Start pushing those negative thoughts out the way. Start imagining yourself winning. Imagining yourself being where you need to be. And watch how your mind starts to push yourself. How your mind starts to push you in the direction of where you need to go. You'll start seeing little things pop up, like maybe you're scrolling on your phone and you were thinking you wanted a home. You'll start seeing houses pop up. Or maybe you are out and about and you're like, oh, I like that car. That's the car I said I wanted. Like, you'll start seeing things that you are trying to manifest pop up. And that's how you know that it's working for you. Keep it going. Don't stop imagining yourself there until you see yourself there. Until you're in that moment. Until you're actually on that stage. Actually in that car. Actually working that job. Never stop seeing yourself there. The more you believe, the more you see it in your head, the more it's easier to obtain. After you obtain that, start seeing yourself wherever else you want to go. Use your imagination. It all starts in your mind. Imagine yourself there. All right. Well, I greatly appreciate you guys watching. I hope this video has helped you guys a lot. I hope you have a great week. A happy Thanksgiving. Be blessed.